He is considered the boss to work for on the planet. Richard Branson in just a minute. But first, Treasury Department now cracking down on all those inversion deals. Make it a lot harder for U.S. companies to merge with foreign companies to save on taxes. Instead of cracking down on companies trying to escape the taxes here, why not focus on why they are trying to escape from here? Charlie Gasparino says the administration has it backwards. Back with our All-Stars as well. So you're saying this is not the approach to take?
Well, I mean, I would hope, and I know it's it's not going to happen, that they would do this in the sort of context of tax reform and realize that, you know, there's a reason why companies are incorporating in Ireland and, you know, everywhere else but here. It's because our corporate tax rate is a lot higher than their corporate tax rate.
They wouldn't even be tempted to do this perfectly legal maneuver.
Right.
If taxes weren't as prohibitive as they are.
Like someone like Ben Stein, our colleague on your Saturday show, would say the reason why that occurs, the reason why corporate taxes are higher than income taxes is because we have lower income taxes, so you have to make up the difference through higher corporate taxes. My view is we should have a much flatter tax. We should have a tax system that encourages investment. I know this must sound like, you know, we've been saying this for years, but it's obvious. Look at this economy right now. One of the slowest growth economies coming out of a deep recession this country has ever had. One of the reasons why is because you have a president obsessed with taxes. And I should make one other point. I wonder if these new rules that Jack Lew is enunciating with the president's blessing,
the Treasury
Secretary, is legal in the first place. I mean, usually when you make a change to the tax code, you know, far be it from me, I'm not a lawyer. Ask Andrew Napolitano about this, but you usually have to get some legislative approval here to make a significant change to the tax code. You know, corporate inversions are completely legal. So you just, by fiat, you just get a guy coming in, the Treasury Secretary saying, nah, let's make them illegal. Let's do this. I mean, can you really do that? Is that legal? It sounds to me unconstitutional, but I'm not.
Well, he's doing it. To his point, the president's doing it, Charles. What's the fallout?
Well, you know, it's interesting because we just had Burger King come out and say that, you know, this Tim Hortons deal has nothing to do with taxes. This is about growth, Canadian growth. I mean, come on.
Well, they are relocating their corporate headquarters there.
Absolutely.
And the difference of this one is Warren Buffett's involved.
Well, Warren Buffett aside.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett is President Obama's chief tax. Now, I had an interesting conversation with Howie Kurtz about this. He said, well, how do you expect Warren Buffett, because I was very critical of Mr. Buffett, basically called him a hypocrite, because Howie said, well, why should he unilaterally disarm? Why should he not just follow the rules as long as he can until they change? My point is this, with Buffett's involvement in this Burger King, there's lots of things that Mr. Buffett can invest in. He does not have to be involved in this one deal. So
well, he does like food-related deals.
But there's a lot of things for him. But if this notion of corporate inversion are so pernicious,
then you avoid it like the plague.
That as his buddy, President Obama, yeah, why get involved?
Okay, what do you make of that, Jonas?
Look, if the tax code requires patriotism to collect what they think they need to collect, then it needs to be changed. That's not if they can legally do something and lower your rate, then they have to fix the code that makes that an incentive to do, or they need to change it. Now, I would go probably to a flatter corporate tax rate. The problem with going to zero...
That's cool. You're on the same page.
Well, the problem is it brings in $250 billion a year, so that's going to have to come back someplace to the Treasury. That would be the sales tax, which would be perfectly
or
fine.
You do something that Paul Ryan has wanted to do, or something that Erskine Bowles wanted to do, and something that Alan Simpson wanted to do, and that's, you know, reform the tax code, plug up those loopholes, and make it plastic. But it never happens.
I know.
It just never happens. And
actually, that's really what's getting back, Hadley, that's what's getting back to this whole debate. I mean, I know no one pays the top rate, that 35%. It's really not paid, or the argument is the same, that the top investors don't pay the 39% rate. The fact of the matter is, though, even adjusted for that, the OECD and others have quoted this, that adjusted rates are still the highest in the United States and nowhere else. So why can't we address that to disincentivize companies from seeking this loophole?
You know, I think Americans hear things about our high corporate tax rate, but then they also hear contradictory messages about the fact that Warren Buffett's secretary pays a higher tax rate than he does.
By
but
the
at
way,
the end of the
she
day,
must be the richest secretary on the planet. But
she must be well paid.
Right.
She must be well paid. But, you know, we want tax reform because we want economic growth. And remember, what economic growth means to viewers at home is more opportunities, more jobs, better wage growth, real wage growth. That means a better quality of life for people so they can attain the American dream. This is not about corporations at the end of the day. It's about people.
Quick point, Neil, I do want to make, though. What are we going to do? It's going to start to catch up with us. This country already has, that you've got stagnant income growth right now. And we're getting those higher wage earners. Those jobs are going down. The lower wage jobs are being created. Those are going higher.
We don't have stagnant
that's not
corporate
going to
income.
catch up.
Corporate income is growing very fast out of this recession. Just to be clear, that is the one who's paying this.
You know why?
For as bad as our tax code is, it hurt corporate America.
Right, because what corporate America does in tough times, they seek efficiencies. They lay people off. They get small and
They pay them less.
I will say one. They pay them less. I will say one thing though. If there's one bipartisan thing that people agree on, and these are bipartisan, I would say moderates on both sides, and even people that are a little less than moderate on both sides, they agree that we need tax reform. This is a bipartisan issue. The only person
we never do. We never do.
Because we have a president right now that refuses. He is. When it comes to this, he's a complete ideologue when it comes to taxes. He believes that the tax system is inherently unfair. He thinks the whole country's unfair, and that's why he does what he does.
Well, I'm going to put you down as a maybe on the president then. All right.
Maybe on the president doing what?
On anything. All right.
Some things I like him about.
Yeah, there you go. You're an equal opportunity hater. When we come back, this is the guy.